that unites them. I'm delighted to say I'm joined by a Bollywood actress, Tara Sharma. Hello.
Hello.
Thank you very much for coming to speak to us.
Thank you very much for having me.
We've been talking about all sorts of issues about Mumbai as the city and as also a place, and following the terrible, there are lots of issues to discuss. I mean, there was the terrible rape case that took place in Delhi, that seems to have shocked people very much, and maybe will lead to a change in attitudes towards women in this country. Do you believe it will?
I definitely do believe it will, and I'm actually one of the big optimists that believe that we can actually make a big difference. And as cliched as it sounds, but I really believe it all begins at grassroots level of education. I actually have a TV show about the adventures of bringing up kids, and I have 2 little babies. And I find, kids are so receptive to learning, and I think it's about actually educating the whole idea of respect for women at a very young age, so literally young children being taught. Because I think sadly this whole sort of this whole disrespect of women, if you like, it begins really at what people see at home. I'm not talking about obviously everyone, but in maybe certain sections of society, which is really, really sad. So I think we can make a big difference by educating people and literally spreading the word, teaching people that you must respect women. And I think there's so much happening now. When you said I'm a Bollywood star, firstly I'm not a star at all. I've done movies and I do movies, but actually what I feel very lucky for is the fact that as a woman I now have a TV show. I do have a bit of a business background. I went to LSE and stuff as well. But what's nice is that I can actually be with my kids and be working, and I think that's something that is happening more and more.
But aren't you lucky then? I mean, aren't you one of the lucky ones that can have everything?
No, I am. But what I've observed, because of my show where I've actually been talking to a lot of regular women, regular mothers, and from all sections of society, I actually find that women are really enterprising. We all know that. And even in the rural, places, most women are multitasking way, before anyone, and, managing families, kids, and most often doing some form of work, whether it's menial, whether it's actually, entrepreneurial or whatever. And I think that kind of change, of course, this is talking about sort of the educated classes, but that kind of change is happening. Women are getting empowered, and I think at the grassroots level, if there's education at, school level for kids, teaching them, you have to respect women, I think we can make a big difference.
You say it's about teaching the children. Don't the adults have to be taught as well? I mean, isn't there a problem that what this shows is there are a lot of grown men whose attitude towards women is not...
Yeah, what I meant is more in a long-term perspective, that those young children will grow up to be the adults. So I guess I'm looking at it more long-term in terms of this will be the future. As cliched as it sounds, these will be the kids that will be tomorrow's adults. So yes, the actual adults that are committing such heinous crimes and stuff, I mean, I have no words. I mean, it's shocked a nation, it's shocked a world. And I think, we've all heard the fact that all this has been happening, it's always happened. It's just that now media and, everyone has woken up to it, or everyone is aware. Let's face it, social media has changed everything. The fact that on the way here I tweeted and I had 10 tweets saying I'm going to watch, So, I think that's changed a lot. Awareness is so much greater. We all know, there are marches and protests and things for the Delhi rape victim, and we're all absolutely devastated by it. But we can make a difference because the world has become smaller. You're here interviewing us about it, and you're talking to people on the street. You're making a difference.
Okay, but Tara, tell me this. Why do you think the gang rape of this poor young medical student in Delhi got so much attention when there have been other gang rapes before and since that haven't?
I don't think it matters about which rape got attention and which didn't. The reality is it's great that it got attention, and that's what's been desperately needed. And the fact is it's a metaphor for all of them that's happened. It's not just that this one got picked and the others didn't, and that's unfair. I think that's actually wrong. I think we should be grateful, and we should make sure nothing like this ever happens. And it's literally, when I say educating, it's also, most of us in India do have so many people from various sections of society right around us, whether it's your chauffeur, your cook or whatever. I mean, that's, you know, it's also about teaching them. Like, yes, you respect that woman, you know. I really hope I have this. Please watch it, the Tara Sharma Show, Diaries of a New Mum.
Okay,
because it's all about that. Actually, it is. Without realizing it, a lot of it is about women's
I want to keep this interview going. They're telling me in London, in my ear, that we've got to go on to something else. But I think this is so interesting that I really want to keep this going, because I'm just interested in the kind of, you know, you say you're not a Bollywood star, but you have been in films, and you've been very modest and self-effacing.
Because I'm very, you know, I find for me the bigger achievement right now is to be doing something where...
I want to know what the responsibility is of the Bollywood filmmakers as well. Because if you're saying, you know, okay, it's about education, then you've got to use all the levers, haven't you, possible to reach different groups of people to talk to them.
So now this is exactly what brings me again to my show, that I'm feeling...
Oh, you can't just plug your show.
No, but I'm not plugging it. I'm not plugging it. I'll tell you frankly, I've been interviewed very honestly by people who say, oh, now you've got 2 babies, you're not doing movies, you know, why? You know, basically, do you not have work? And I'm like, you know, I'm doing more since I've had my kids. I've been busier because I'm also an entrepreneur. I'm also producing my own show. And I've actually been able to do that because, in some ways, because I'm a woman. I really believe I've actually had, honestly, in some ways, the reverse thing where I've walked in and I think people have taken me more seriously because I've been a pit bull terrier and I'm a woman. I don't know if they would have listened
if I was a man.
But
you're part of the articulate, educated middle classes.
Yes,
I mean,
but we can make a difference.
I just wonder in the villages in the middle of, you know, Gujarat or Rajasthan, whether they're talking the same language as you.
No, they aren't. I'm sure they aren't. And that's where I feel that we can make a difference, because if we filter down to all those, I mean, my show is on Colors, which is the biggest general entertainment channel. I had to make the show in Hindi, although I speak English as my first language, but I've done it in Hindi for the simple reason that it reaches a much wider audience, you know. And in the show, of course, it's a fun thing, but there are subtle messages where we're trying to get out awareness, and these are the audiences that watch the TV. They're probably watching you now, you know.
Okay.
So yeah.
Are you going to give me the DVD?
Yeah.
Here we are. She's even brought a DVD with her that I've got to watch. Tara Sharma, episode 1. Listen, thank you very much for being with us. It's been a great pleasure meeting you. And lovely talking to you. Thanks so much for being with us. An awful lot more still to come in Mumbai. I don't know how many other people are going to be giving me their DVDs as the evening progresses. But you have been watching a BBC News special from Mumbai, where David Cameron is coming to the end of day 1 on his trade mission to India.